What if I told you the change in your kitchen drawer could be worth more than your car, more than your house, more than some people's entire retirement savings? Yes, one ordinary looking coin, specifically the 2001 North Carolina quarter, could be worth a jaw-dropping $1.7 million. You think I'm joking? No, I am absolutely serious, and in the next few minutes I am going to show you how this coin ended up turning average Americans into unexpected millionaires. Have you ever thrown a coin in a tip jar without thinking twice? What if you just gave away your fortune, your one-way ticket to early retirement? Now that's a tip no one recovers from. This is not just about pocket change, this is about understanding hidden value, being in the know, and most importantly taking action before it's too late. Welcome to your guide to coin wealth, and today's star, the legendary 2001 North Carolina quarter. Let's rewind the clock to 2001. The U.S. Mint released a special quarter under the 50-state quarters program. The one honoring North Carolina featured the famous First Flight at Kitty Hawk, a tribute to the Wright brothers and American innovation. But little did anyone know that among the millions minted, a tiny fraction, a microscopic handful, would become prized treasures worth millions. How does that even happen? Good question. Let me walk you through it. Let's talk about that P Mint mark, standing for the Philadelphia Mint. While the 2001 North Carolina quarter was produced in large quantities, a few rare ones came out with die errors, off-center strikes, double dies, even experimental planchets, and these errors, when authenticated, have sold for up to $1.7 million at auction. Fear of missing out? Yet good, because here's the part that will make you rush to your coin jar. If your idea of a coin collection is the random stuff stuck between your couch cushions, congratulations, you might already be richer than you think. Let's talk about people who got it right. Joe Mitchell from Missouri, a retired postal worker, was cleaning out his toolbox. He spotted a North Carolina quarter that looked strange, slight doubling on the letters. He sent it for grading. An ultra-rare double die sold for over $900,000. He used the money to pay off debt, buy a home, and take the first vacation he had in 30 years. And here's the twist: he almost tossed it out because it was dirty. Imagine that, your future wrapped in a layer of dust, hiding in plain sight. Here's the emotional reason collectors crave rarity, but they pay fortunes for imperfection, errors that make these coins unique like a fingerprint. And when a major state like North Carolina is involved, add that historical prestige and you've got gold in your hands. Coins with visible cracks, planchet flaws, unusual ridges, or ghosted images of the right flyer can all bring 6 to 7 figures. There's a coin type even rarer than that, and it's connected to a minting mistake the government refuses to talk about. We'll get there in a minute. You're probably wondering, how do I know if I've got one of these $1 million quarters? Let me give you the checklist. Look for the P Mint mark just to the right of Washington's ponytail. Check for doubling on the words First Flight or North Carolina. Look for any strange strike errors. Examine the coin's edge for misalignments. If in doubt, send it to PCGS or NGC for authentication. Most people don't do this. Why? Because they assume they're not lucky, but let me tell you, luck favors the curious. A coin drops on a table with a dramatic sound effect. Let's return to that coin the government doesn't want to discuss. It's called a transitional error. And yes, there are a few North Carolina quarters minted on experimental blanks meant for later coin issues. They shouldn't exist, but they do, and when one was verified, it triggered a secret bidding war between private collectors. Final price over $1.7 million. Fear, excitement, urgency. If that's the trifecta of what you're probably feeling right now, and that's exactly what should drive you to act. This isn't just a hobby, it's a treasure hunt, and your metal detector is your own curiosity. Now if you're thinking, this is great, but I probably don't have any valuable coins, let me remind you, Joe thought the same thing until he retired with almost $1 million in his pocket from a quarter he found in a toolbox under a can of motor oil. People who find fortune in coins don't sit around, they look, they ask questions, they research, they submit for grading, they sell, they reinvest. This isn't about luck, it's about learning to see value where others don't. And once you learn that, you start seeing value everywhere. That's how wealth begins. In the 2001 North Carolina quarter isn't the only one. There's another coin even older, even more valuable, and chances are you've held it in your hands without knowing, but we'll cover that in the next video. Are you going to put this off, let it collect more dust, or are you going to pull out your change, grab a magnifying glass, and change your life? Your future could be a quarter away. Don't let it slip through your fingers. Subscribe for more real stories, real coin strategies, and insider knowledge that can transform your old coins into wealth. Leave a comment if you've ever found a rare coin, or if you're just starting your journey. The treasure isn't buried, it's in your pocket. Go find it. Suggested next video: the 1999 Georgia quarter worth over $2 million, hidden in plain sight. End screen visuals: a coin slowly rotating under spotlight. Dramatic music fades out. Imagine digging through your change jar and finding a coin that could pay off your mortgage, wipe out your debt, and fund the retirement of your dreams. Sounds like a fantasy, right? But for some lucky Americans, it's real. One unassuming quarter, the 2020 Salt River Bay, is quietly turning everyday people into millionaires. And guess what? There might be one sitting in your house right now. Now I know what you're thinking. It's just a quarter. Well, let me ask you this. What if that quarter is the key to your next big breakthrough in life? Let's talk money. The current market value for a rare 2020p Salt River Bay quarter has hit a jaw-dropping $1.8 million. That's not a typo. Not 18,000. 1.8 million. You're probably reaching for your coin jar right now. But hold up. Before you flip every quarter in your couch cushions, let me take you on a journey that will change the way you look at pocket change forever. Let me tell you about Carl. A 64-year-old Vietnam veteran from Missouri. Spent most of his life working construction. Never thought twice about coins until one morning, while grabbing coffee at the gas station, he got a Salt River Bay quarter in his change. Something looked off. The edges were unusually sharp. The minting? Perfectly struck. Turns out, Carl stumbled upon a rare die clash variety with the Philadelphia mint mark. That exact coin sold later for over $1.6 million. He now lives in Florida with a boat named Loose Change. Carl didn't get lucky. He got informed. That's what today's video is about. Now let's step back. What makes the 2020 Salt River Bay quarter so special? To understand that, we have to go back to its roots. The coin is part of the America the Beautiful series and commemorates the Salt River Bay National Historical Park in the U.S. Virgin Islands. But it's not just about pretty trees and history, it's the flaws, minting errors, and rare variants from the Philadelphia Mint that are pulling collectors into a frenzy. Stay with me, because we're about to break down exactly what to look for, and why this modern coin is outperforming even some of the classics in auctions. If I handed you a quarter worth $1.8 million, would you use it in a vending machine or frame it on your wall? Here's what separates the $1 million Salt River Bay from the ordinary ones. First, the Philadelphia Mint mark. That small letter P on the obverse side? It holds more weight than most people realize. It designates the coin was struck at the Philadelphia Mint, where some of the most dramatic minting errors occurred in 2020. When the coin dies strike each other without a planchet in between, causing ghost-like images to appear on the coin's surface. Look for doubling in the lettering, especially in Liberty or In God We Trust. These have unusually strong details and sharper edges, showing signs of minimal wear even though they were in circulation. This happens when debris gets between the die and the planchet, leaving a strange imprint or cavity. If you've got one of these, don't clean it, don't rub it, don't toss it into Coinstar. You're sitting on a goldmine. As of now, authenticated rare specimens of the 2020p Salt River Bay quarter have sold for anywhere between $95,000 to $1.8 million depending on condition, grade, and rarity of the error. Coins graded by PCGS or NGC as MS68 or higher fetch premium prices. That grading is critical, and getting your coin professionally evaluated could be the most profitable phone call you ever make. Most people who've had one of these rare quarters didn't even know they spent them at Taco Bell. Right now, someone could be handing $1 million coin to a cashier in exchange for a burrito combo meal. Don't be that person. Ever wonder if the universe is trying to make you rich and you're just ignoring the signs? Maybe this video is your sign. In just a few minutes, I'm going to walk you through how to spot a rare quarter instantly, how to get it graded, and the exact steps to sell it safely and for top dollar. But first, let's talk about timing. Right now, the coin market is red hot. Investors are shifting from stocks to tangible assets. Rare coins have become a haven for millionaires trying to diversify. That means competition is fierce, the demand is high, and if you've got the right coin, you need to act now, not next year, not next week, because the market moves fast. So, how do you actually turn this quarter into a 6 or 7 figure payday? Use a 10x magnifier. Look for doubling, clashes, or anomalies. Compare it to official images online. Don't DIY this. Use PCGS or NGC. Their certification is what gets you the $1 million valuation. One scratch can knock the value down by hundreds of thousands. Let it stay raw until an expert handles it. Reach out to a reputable coin dealer or numismatics expert. Avoid pawn shops. You're not trading in a bicycle, this is a serious asset. Use auction houses like Heritage or Stacksbowers. They market to high net worth collectors and investors who are ready to spend. Imagine the moment you get that appraisal call. Congratulations, your quarter is worth $1.8 million. What would you do next? Pay off the mortgage? Take your kids on that dream vacation? Or maybe retire a decade early, and maybe the best part is what you do with your wealth, because you're not just finding a coin. You're discovering a door. A door to a new lifestyle, a new mindset, and a new future. So now you know. The 2020p Salt River Bay quarter isn't just currency. It's potential. It's power. It's a hidden treasure millions overlook every single day. You're not going to overlook it anymore. If this video opened your eyes, subscribe now. I've got more secrets coming: quarters, pennies, nickels worth millions, and trust me, you won't want to miss them. Don't just scroll. Don't just spend. Start looking, because your next coin might be the one that changes your life forever. What if I told you there's a 2016 quarter out there, just an ordinary looking coin, that could buy you a mansion in the mountains, pay off your debts, fund your retirement, and still leave room for a Lamborghini in the driveway? Now, before you laugh and toss that pocket change back on the dresser, let me hit you with this. A 2016 Cumberland Gap quarter with a Philadelphia mint mark recently sold for $1.9 million. You could be holding a small fortune and not even know it. Now, here's the kicker: most people have already spent this coin. They've used it to buy gas, a bag of chips, or a soda from the vending machine. Gone. Just like that. But you're here, and that changes everything, because over the next 40 minutes, I'm going to guide you through the exact reasons why this specific quarter has made headlines, the secrets behind its $1 million value, and how you can spot one too before someone else does. But first, let me ask you something. Have you ever walked past an old jar of coins and thought, nah, probably nothing in there? Well, today, you might want to dig it out, because today, we're unlocking the story behind a coin that's changed lives, and could change yours too. Back in 2016, the US Mint released the Cumberland Gap quarter as part of the America the Beautiful series. Millions were struck. No one thought much of it, but there's a twist in the tale: not all of these coins were created equal. And the ones minted in Philadelphia, with that tiny P mint mark? Some of those had errors, minute flaws, rare traits, misalignments, doubling, and that's exactly what collectors go absolutely wild for. Let me be clear. We're not talking about coins made of gold or platinum. This isn't about shiny finishes or commemorative boxes. It's a regular coin that you've likely overlooked dozens of times. Let me tell you the real reason. Several examples show dramatic doubling on the lettering, most famously the words "First Doorway to the West." The doubling is crisp, sharp, and visible without a magnifying glass. That's like finding a diamond in your driveway. Low survival rate of high-quality errors. Despite millions minted, the specific flawed versions were limited, and even fewer survived without wear and tear. That's scarcity? It multiplies value exponentially. The design features a frontiersman gazing into the unknown, rifle in hand. It taps into the American spirit of exploration and grit. Collectors eat that up like it's Thanksgiving dinner. Now here's where things get spicy. One particular quarter, found in a collection jar in Indiana, had these exact traits. It was graded, authenticated, and sold in a private auction for nearly $2 million. From a coffee jar to a collector's vault in less than 6 months. You might be thinking, that's great for someone else, but what are the odds I find one? Think about it. How many times have you let a coin pass through your hands without even glancing at the date? How many quarters have you used for laundry, parking meters, or vending machines? The fear of missing out hits hardest when you realize the opportunity was literally in your hands. And here's the thing: this coin is still out there. Collectors and investors haven't found all of them. They're hiding in old purses, under couch cushions, in dusty change trays. That quiet little P mint mark? That could be your $1 million whisper. Alright, let's shift gears and talk strategy. Because knowing is only half the battle. Gather every quarter you have. Get the change jars, the glove box, the coin stash from your dad's nightstand. Look for the 2016 date and the P mint mark right under the word Liberty on the obverse front of the coin. Examine the reverse design, the frontiersman, the rifle, the mountains. Look closely at the lettering. If anything looks doubled, misaligned, or odd, don't spend it. Use a jeweler's loupe or magnifying glass. If you're unsure, take clear photos and consult a coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Don't clean the coin. I repeat, do not clean it. Even the tiniest scratch can drop the value by thousands. A retired truck driver from Missouri once kept his change in an old Folgers coffee can. He checked it weekly just for fun, but one day he spotted a 2016 quarter that looked different. Turned out it was a double-die Cumberland Gap quarter. That one coin paid off his mortgage, bought his grandkids' college education, and funded his fishing cabin by the lake wall from 25 cents that could have bought a stick of gum. The Cumberland Gap was known as the first doorway to the West. But today, it might just be your doorway to wealth, freedom, and a new chapter. The question isn't whether these coins exist anymore. Don't wait. This isn't just a story for collectors. This is your chance to turn time, history, and a little luck into something life-changing. If you've made it this far, you're not just curious, you're serious, and serious people take action. So here's what to do next: hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, because I've got more stories, more coin finds, and more hidden treasures that could turn your pocket change into a payday. Share this video with a friend. You might just change their life too, and comment below, tell me what coins you found. Who knows? I might just feature your story next. To now go grab the change jar and open your own doorway to the West, because the treasure isn't buried. It's right in your hands. Have you ever tossed a coin into a jar, thinking it's just pocket change? What if I told you one of those coins might be worth $1 million? Not tomorrow. Not in 10 years. Right now, the 2003 Alabama State Quarter, a coin most Americans forgot even existed, is secretly turning ordinary people into millionaires. You're not dreaming. This is real. Today, you're about to uncover how one seemingly average quarter minted in Denver with the image of Helen Keller on its back has become one of the most valuable coins in modern history. We're going to explore its origin, why collectors are hunting it down like buried treasure, and how one specific error can turn this 25-cent piece into $1 million payday. But hold on. Before you run to your change jar, let me show you what exactly to look for. Because it's not just any 2003 quarter. There's a secret behind the fortune, and trust me, by the end of this video, you'll never look at your coins the same way again. The year is 2003. The U.S. Mint releases the Alabama State Quarter as part of the 50 State Quarters program. It features Helen Keller seated, with her name engraved in Braille. The design was widely praised. But nobody expected it to make headlines 2 decades later, not for history, but for hidden wealth. Now here's where things get interesting. Most 2003 Alabama quarters are only worth face value. But a handful, just a handful, escaped the mint with one or more shocking errors. Some have misaligned dies. Others have double strikes. And a few ultra-rare specimens were minted on experimental planchets, metal blanks that were never supposed to be used. These aren't ordinary mistakes. They're million-dollar secrets that even the mint won't officially acknowledge. Imagine finding one of these by accident while digging through a sock drawer. That's exactly what happened to a retired truck driver in Kentucky. We'll get to his story in a moment. When was the last time you checked your coins instead of just spending them? When was the last time you really looked at a quarter? Because people who did are now living debt-free. There are over 225 million Alabama quarters with the D-Mint mark. But fewer than 50 have been confirmed with the rare errors that send their value skyrocketing. That's less than 0.00002%. But here's the beauty of it. These coins are out there. In jars. Drawers. Flea markets. Sometimes even handed out in change at your local gas station. One of the most valuable error types on the 2003 Alabama quarter is called a double die obverse, where the front of the coin appears doubled, especially on the word liberty or in God we trust. Another jackpot sign is a clad layer missing error, where one side of the coin is missing its outer layer, exposing a copper core. These fetch tens of thousands, but combine that with a minting error and you've got a 7-figure treasure. The coin found by that truck driver I mentioned earlier? It had both. He held on to it for years, thinking it was damaged. He was about to toss it when his grandson convinced him to get it appraised. It sold at auction for over $1 million. Here's where excitement meets fear. How many of us have tossed something like that away? If you've ever thought that coin looks weird and ignored it, if you've ever given your old change to a Coinstar machine without a second glance, you may have already lost a fortune. Now that you know what to look for, let's talk about how to act on it. First, gather all your quarters, especially state quarters, from drawers, jars, old purses, forgotten coin albums. Second, get a magnifying glass. Seriously, this tiny tool can help you spot those valuable errors. Third, educate yourself. Join online forums, coin collecting groups, or follow auction houses. Knowledge is your edge in this game. More and more people are waking up to the value of these coins. What used to sell quietly for thousands is now hitting 6 and 7 figures at high-profile auctions, and when demand rises, the supply gets locked away in private collections. The window to find one is closing. Collectors are becoming aggressive. Pawn shops are sweeping coins in bulk. Estate sales are being picked clean. Yet if you wait, you'll be the one telling stories of what could have been. You don't need a degree in numismatics. You just need eyes, patience, and the willingness to look. And now, let me ask you something else. Have you told your family to check their change? Because this is not just about coins. This is about legacy. This is about rewriting your financial story with a single discovery point. 1/4. One moment. $1 million shift. Imagine paying off your house, sending your grandkids to college, starting a business. All because of a coin nobody else noticed. That's not fantasy. That's the opportunity sitting inside your couch cushions right now. The 2003 Alabama quarter is just the tip of the iceberg. There are dozens, yes, dozens of other coins with similar hidden value, just waiting to be found. In fact, one penny from the 1980s is worth over $2 million. But more on that in the next video. You don't want to miss what's coming next. So if you're serious about turning your change into life-changing wealth, do this: subscribe to this channel right now, turn on notifications so you never miss another tip, and most importantly, check your coins today. Have you ever held something so ordinary, so seemingly worthless, only to later realize it could have made you a millionaire? Well, grab your coin jar, dig through your junk drawer, or check that pile of change in your truck cup holder, because today, we're talking about a 2017 Frederick Douglass quarter that's currently worth a staggering $1.1 million. Yes, you heard that right. 1.1 million. And it might be sitting silently in your pocket right now. Let me ask you this: what would you do if you found out one of your coins was worth more than your car, your mortgage, maybe even your retirement account? Today's story isn't just about a coin. It's about transformation. It's about a small object with the power to rewrite your financial future. But before you rush off to flip your cushions over, hear me out, because not every Frederick Douglass quarter is worth millions. There's a very specific reason why this one is. And unless you know what to look for, you could toss it away without a second thought. And here's the kicker: most people already have. A funny thing is, when I first heard about this coin, I thought, Frederick Douglass on a quarter? What's next? Bigfoot on a dime. But the truth is far more surprising. Keep watching, because I'm about to reveal what sets this coin apart, the rare error that launched its value into the millions, and how to identify one in your own stash even if it looks just like the others. And by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to spot it, sell it, and secure your share of this hidden fortune. In 2017, as part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program, the U.S. Mint released a commemorative coin honoring abolitionist and writer Frederick Douglass. The Philadelphia Mint, marked with a small p, produced over 196 million of them. Now you're probably thinking, if they made that many, how could one be worth $1 million? In a batch of early strikes from the Philadelphia Mint, a small number of Frederick Douglass quarters were released with a critical minting error, a double die obverse, and a rotated reverse. These errors were barely noticeable to the untrained eye, but under magnification, the doubling on Douglass's name and the shifted reverse stood out like a sore thumb to collectors. Ever look at your coins with a magnifying glass? Yeah, neither did I, until I realized I was basically blind to $1.1 million sitting on my dresser. What made these errors so valuable wasn't just their rarity, it was their perfect timing. They were discovered right as coin collecting was experiencing a massive digital renaissance. Online collectors' communities exploded. Auction houses went wild. And investors, big investors, started pouring money into high-grade error coins like this. One of these rare error 2017 Frederick Douglass quarters was verified by a top grading service, MS68, with a confirmed double die obverse and mint rotation. The winning bid? But the story doesn't end there. Because what most people don't know is there may be more of these coins still in circulation. And the next one could be in your possession. Now, if you're still with me, let's go a little deeper. Because I'm going to show you exactly what to look for, how to spot the real $1 million Frederick Douglass quarter, and how to avoid getting ripped off by fakes. Let's get into the coin anatomy. Alright, time to grab your loupe or magnifying glass. Look to the right of George Washington's ponytail. No mint mark means wrong coin. D or S means wrong mint. P is the one you want. Pay close attention to Douglass's name and the word liberty. In the rare coin, the lettering appears doubled, as if it was stamped twice but slightly misaligned. When you flip the coin vertically, not horizontally, the building in Douglass should align straight. But in the rare version, there's a rotation up to 25 degrees off. The highest value goes to coins graded MS67 and above. Scratches, nicks, where these things drop the value. You want a coin that looks like it just came out of the mint. Think of it like dating in your 40s, looks still matter. No one's paying $1 million for a beat-up quarter with baggage, and now that you know what to look for, you're probably itching to check your stash. Because knowing how to sell it is just as important as finding it. You find one of these quarters. Your heart's racing. You double-check it. Yes, the doubling is there. The rotation is real. It's a 2017 P with the exact traits we discussed. Don't clean it. Ever. Cleaning a rare coin can ruin its surface and drop its value by thousands. Submit it to a top coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Their certification can make or break your sale. Reach out to reputable coin auction houses or dealers. Never just sell it to a random guy on Facebook offering cash today. You need a trusted platform that understands the coin's true worth. Now here's the final piece, the emotional one. Finding this coin isn't just about the money. It's about proof that the smallest things in life can hold the greatest value. It's about hope that even when times are tough, treasures are still out there waiting to be discovered. The kind of control that comes when you unlock the value hidden in the things you've overlooked for years. So here's your challenge. After this video ends, don't scroll. Don't click away. Go. Check your coins, because if you're one of the lucky few to find a 2017 P. Frederick Douglass quarter with those rare features, your life could change in an instant. If this inspired you even a little, do yourself a favor and subscribe right now. I release new videos every week on coins that could be hiding in your house, worth tens of thousands, even millions. And remember, your next million might not come from a lottery ticket. It might just come from your pocket change. What if the small change jingling in your kitchen drawer could actually fund your dream retirement? You're about to discover how a simple 2000 Maryland quarter dollar, the kind you probably used to pay for coffee at a gas station, could be worth a staggering $1.2 million in today's market. Yes, you heard that right. $1.2 million. And no, this isn't clickbait. This is numismatic reality. Now, before you laugh and toss the dusty quarter aside, let me ask you something. What would you do if you found out that you've been holding onto a fortune this whole time and didn't even know it? Either way, by the end of this video, you'll not only know why this Maryland quarter is so valuable, you'll know how to spot the exact details that make it a millionaire's secret weapon. Hundreds of people across the US have already cashed in, and the window to get top dollar is closing fast. So grab your old coin jar, sit back, and pay close attention, because this little-known story is about to flip your understanding of pocket change upside down. If you think you've seen rare coins before, think again. This one breaks all the rules. Y2K panic had just fizzled out. Gas was about $1.50 a gallon. And the U.S. Mint had just launched the Maryland State Quarter as part of the legendary 50 State Quarters program. This particular coin was struck at the Denver Mint, hence the small d just below the eagle's tail on the reverse. Most Maryland quarters from 2000? Worth 25 cents. Maybe $1 if they're shiny, but then there's the elite class. The shadowed few. Quarters that were mistruck, understruck, or double-dyed. Quarters that slip through the cracks with rare planchet errors or unique die varieties. Those, my friend, are the golden tickets, and the 2000 Maryland quarter has a few of them. Collectors and investors call it the millionaire's quarter. Because one such specimen, a pristine, error-marked version, sold at auction for a jaw-dropping $1.2 million, these coins are vanishing. Most were lost in circulation. Others were damaged, bent, or scraped beyond collectible value. Only a handful remain in mint state condition, and even fewer with the critical errors collectors drool over. Imagine waking up tomorrow, realizing your old coin box held one of these treasures, and you never even looked. That's your mind telling you to act. Odds are, they've been sitting there longer than your gym membership. So what makes this quarter worth more than a luxury car? Doubling on the word e pluribus unum, where the details in the Maryland State House dome off-center strikes are broad struck errors, missing clad layers revealing a copper core, that all-important D-mint mark from Denver. Even if yours isn't the $1 million version, variations can still fetch thousands. You don't need fancy tools. Just good lighting, a magnifying glass, and the right knowledge. A retired truck driver from Oklahoma found one of these quarters under his couch. He thought it was a dirty coin. But it was a rare off-metal strike, and sold it for over $100,000. But he paid off his mortgage, bought a new RV, and is now touring the country. All it takes is one coin. One discovery. One decision. Are you going to check your stash tonight? Or let the next person walk away with what should have been your payday? Don't clean the coin. That's the fastest way to kill its value. Get it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC. A high grading score boosts your coin's value exponentially. Listed on verified auction sites like Heritage Auctions or contact reputable coin dealers, and if you're nervous about scams or lowball offers, remember, knowledge is power. The more you know about your coin, the less likely you'll be taken for a ride. As more people become aware of these high-value coins, the market will saturate. Prices may dip. Auctions get crowded. And buyers get picky. Right now, the buzz is strong. Collectors are hunting. Wealthy investors are snatching up rare coins like digital gold. If you wait a year, even 6 months, your quarter could go from millionaire status to maybe a few $100. There's talk in numismatic circles of a 2000D Maryland quarter with a triple die reverse that has never been sold at auction. Experts believe if it surfaces, it could break the $2 million mark. So if you're holding a Maryland quarter and haven't checked it yet, are you sitting on the next record breaker? The only way to find out is to look. And now that you know the story, the signs, and the strategy, it's your turn. Go through your coins tonight. Check your old wallets, junk drawers, glove compartments, because in the world of rare coins, knowledge is money. And time is everything. And if you want more tips, strategies, and inside stories on coins that are secretly worth millions, hit that subscribe button now.